Dearest listeners,
Book babes and book bros. Welcome to
welcome to
Book
Book
Babble.
Babble. We're Rachel,
And Tonya, aka the Witlit Women, and your host for the day.
and today we have Shea Green in the hot seat for a rapid fire Ask Me Anything session. So, Shea, why don't you quickly introduce yourself?
Hi guys. I know if you're following me on Instagram, you've probably only seen my profile pic, which was illustrated, but this is me in the flesh. Shea Green is actually a pen name, which is a combination of some of my letters of my full name, and then green is actually my favorite color. So that's a little tidbit for you guys.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm originally from Philly, which is why all of my books currently and honestly for the future will probably be from Philly. Yeah, and I'm excited to be here and kind of let you guys into my world a little bit.
Well, we're excited to have you. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put 5 minutes on the clock. Are you ready to babble?
Let's go.
All right.
All right. So, how much research goes into your writing, and what are your favorite research methods?
Um, so I'll be honest, I kind of set myself up a little bit with this book with like the tech-based stuff and some of the stuff that comes into play with like the FBI and stuff like that. So honestly, YouTube has been my best friend for quite some time. I've read some other books, but for the most part, YouTube and kind of listening to the feedback from people who have actually been in those worlds has really been the biggest savior so far.
Awesome. So, are there any hidden Easter eggs that readers might have missed or that they just didn't notice in your books?
So I wouldn't necessarily say it was hidden, but I know I'm a huge anime fan. So for my anime girlies, the inclusion of those topics in the Naruto show was very deliberate. Having Antonio and Alex kind of discuss the two main characters in that show, and having the comparison kind of align with what they viewed and why each of them kind of picked someone else that they were, for lack of a better term, like more alike. Was very deliberate. So if you watch the show, you would definitely know, like, oh, okay, they're very similar to those characters. So I know that not all romance girlies are anime girlies, but I'm there's the two worlds there.
I actually remember telling Rachel about that, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to read these now."
Huge Naruto fan.
Nice,
Um,
that's so cool.
I'm also a big fan of tropes. I'm just a trope girl. So, what is your favorite trope to read versus write?
My favorite trope to read is probably Second Chance. I think that there's just something about the groveling and like the growth that happens. Like it didn't work out the first time, but there's something that happens in between the years or months or however long that couple has been apart that they come back and they because character development for me in general is just like a big thing. So being able to kind of see how that changes over time is one of the coolest aspects about love. I would say for writing, my favorite trope is probably childhood, like either friends to lovers or childhood friends to lovers, something along that lines. And I didn't actually realize this until I'd started outlining a couple future books. And so the next three are actually in some way kind of feature that. And I was like, oh, do I have a type? So, yeah.
I love that.
Yes. So, okay, how did you come up with the characters' names?
Well, my real first name starts with an A. And so originally it was just kind of poetic. Alex and Antonio felt a little bit poetic to me.
Mhm.
And as I started to kind of grow in myself as an author, I tend to use names that are based on people that have been influential to me. So like teachers and relatives, really good friends that I had. But yeah, for Alex and Antonio, that's where that came from.
I love that.
Yes, I do too. I do. I get all like nerdy about those kind of synchronicities. So,
Mhm.
out of everything you've written, what is your favorite chapter and scene and why?
I don't specifically have a favorite chapter, but I will say that anytime Antonio is like professing his love for Alex, it's just been my favorite. Like when he calls her the universe, and then in book two when he's professing his love, and he's just like, and you know that that's a very big deal for him because he's like,
Mhm.
this is just not me. So to know that someone kind of pulled that out of him, and it just goes to show like that a testament to how amazing Alex was and how he felt comfortable that way.
Oh, it was glorious. Those scenes, amazing. I love them.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to fit one more in. What scene was like the most painful for you to cut out because it just didn't fit or didn't work?
I wouldn't say that that happened in any of the first two books, but in book three, there's a scene that I was like, okay, this isn't just, and I don't want to spoil it for the people, but I probably will end up putting it out as a bonus chapter at some point. But yeah, for the sake of book three, which I know people have been anticipating, they're like, what is going to happen? I'm like, okay, give the people what they want, and then we'll use that as a, you know, just a little present.
Yeah, those cliffhangers, girl, you get us every time. Every time. All right, so we're at 7 seconds. Do we want to try to? Never mind. It's out now. Never mind. So time ran out. Um,
Very dramatic timer.
That was very dramatic.